Hey, question of the day. Should the height restriction on 30A and in Walton County be removed? Should it stay? Now, if you don't already know, right now there is a building height restriction of 50 feet. It's why we don't have high rises on 30A. And I'll tell you how I feel about this right now. The answer would be no. I do not think it should be removed. I think it needs to stay. In fact, I think that one little height restriction is what has saved us all these years. And I think it's what we owe all our economic prosperity and mainly like the value of our property, the high property values. All of that can be concentrated in the fact that we never allowed high rises in here because it forced developers to think outside the box and create neighborhoods like Seaside, Watercolor, Watersound, Rosemary, Alice Beach, these master planned neighborhoods. And none of that would happen if there were high rises. I can promise you that. But I'm asking you, what do you think about that? There's always going to be arguments on both sides. I mean, I could see, I know how people would argue for high rises. They would say, well, first off, everywhere else basically has them except us. So, it's hard for us to justify that it's bad when everywhere else has them. A lot of people would say that you could solve the parking issue because you could put parking garages on the lower, 2-3 floors, and people will park there, and then they can stay upstairs. And the other, thing they're going to say that, well, more people get to stay right on the beach. And, of course, they'll argue, it'll create more jobs and things like that. And, so it's something that I think we're always going to be having this discussion. That's why I want to talk about it, and I want to see what you think, because I don't think this will ever go away. I think as long as we have a beach destination, it's just standard real estate development theory. Developers are always going to be trying to build more units right on the Gulf of Mexico. And that height restriction is really what protects us. And so whether you're for it or against it, it's something that you want to partake in this discussion. We always need to be having a discussion about this, so we don't ever forget it. Personally, I think it needs to stay because being born here, growing up here, I know what that did for us. We are the case study. We are the example of what can happen when you don't allow that. Look at 30A. Look, it's so unique. It's why everybody comes here. But anyways, I want to know what you think. Write in the comments. Should we keep it? Should we remove it? What do you think? Ready to go.